Hi, this is Jamila. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you've seen my other videos. Today, I just wanted to take a little bit of time and answer some questions about why I chose to go to Nigeria, despite the fact that other African Americans this year, in 2019, when I went, we're going to Ghana for the year of the return. So I want to explain that. So in 2019, Ghana, invited all of us to come, all of us African Americans, people of diaspora, all over to come home. And it was very, very nice. Let me just say, I was excited. I was like, wow, it had been on my mind. And I was like, that is so awesome that they're doing this. And I totally, totally understood where that president was coming from, what he was saying. And I thought that it was really bold of him and just very nice of him to come out and, have all those initiatives to try to get us to come back. And I was on board too. I was really on board. And then I did the DNA test. And then I saw that, I was mostly Nigerian, and I was like, what? My priorities kind of shifted at that point where, yes, I want to go to the year of the return. Ghana's so friendly. Ghana's so, wonderful. It's so beautiful. I want to go see it. And then my priorities shifted to, my ancestors, seeing where they came from, seeing, their homeland, my homeland first. So I still want to go to Ghana. It's still something I want to do, and I will do, but my priorities shifted at that moment, especially when I found my DNA cousins, and I was able to pinpoint the location of my ancestors, where they came from, the village, the state, the city, and then found out there was still family members living there, and then to meet somebody who's also from there, and just literally a village away from my people's village, then I had to really think about it, and my priorities shifted. So everybody tried to dissuade me not to go, from my mother to my sisters. The people closest to me were like, don't go. Like, don't go. You shouldn't go. Why are you talking about going? You're going to get kidnapped. You're going to get raped. You're going to get mostly kidnapped, killed. You're going to, food poisoning, you name it. And it didn't help that when I went to the, I always go to YouTube to see like, oh, who else has done it? It can't be that bad. And then when I go to YouTube to find out about Black Americans going to Nigeria, it's like nothing. There's nothing there. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, seriously? So, nobody's gone. Like, I'm stopped. I might have found like one video of somebody who went to Lagos or something like that, but nothing like going in the village. And when I told my family that I was not only going to Nigeria and Abuja, but I was also going to the village, like, they were like, they thought I lost my mind. They thought I was crazy. They thought I was straight crazy. And they said it so much that maybe I started to think, maybe I am crazy. I mean, what am I doing? And so, yeah, like I said, I went to YouTube, but I couldn't find anything. And I thought, oh, wow, I am really doing some new stuff here. I even told my DNA cousins that I was going to Nigeria. And they were like, be careful. You should think about that. You shouldn't go. Blah, blah, blah. So I was worried, even more worried, to hear them say, to rethink it, to be careful, stuff like that. I started conjuring up all kinds of images. Like, are people gonna like steal us off the road? Will they just know, that I'm Black American? Will they just, will the whole village is gonna find out, and then they're gonna come, to where I am and kidnap me? Like, I had all these thoughts in my mind, but my spirit was telling me go. So, yeah, I was hearing all kinds of crazy stuff. Yeah, I was conjuring up all kinds of crazy stuff on my own in my head. But I knew that I must do this. I must do it. It was a risk. It definitely was, but it paid off so much. Like, I wouldn't trade it at all. And I can't even wait to go back again and to go back with my family. So my husband's Chinese, from China. And, he's my best friend. And when I told him what I wanted to do, he completely understood. And he encouraged me. He wanted to be there with me, but we couldn't do that. We couldn't make that happen because of his job. And, he has other obligations, responsibilities that he had to tend to around that time period in August. So he couldn't join me, but I was with a dearly trusted friend. And so that's what made it better. But I knew he was a nervous wreck from the time that I was getting ready to leave until I got back. But he was the only person that was, speaking positively to me about, why it was important that I go there, that I see where my family came from, that I have the experience for myself. And, having him there encouraging me was the reason that, I pushed forward, because I know that he was right, because that's what I felt inside my spirit. And all this other stuff was just scary stuff, scary stuff that will stop you from doing anything. I mean, as far as, me, a little about me, I'm always usually doing something that people think, is not what I should be doing. So it's not usual, for me to go against what people say. As I said before, my husband is Chinese. So imagine when I came and told my family that I'm going to marry this man and he is Chinese, right? At that time, I had 5 kids, in a previous relationship. I had 5 kids already, and he had 2 kids, and he was divorced. And, we met at work. He proposed to me within a month of us, even courting. And I went and told my family this, and they thought that I was crazy. They're like, no, dude, don't do it. I still have family members. To tell you how deep it was, I should say, nearly all of my family members, nobody came to my wedding, except my husband's family. So, but I had like 2 people from my actual blood family that showed up to my own wedding. That's how much, they believed in, my marriage, or that it would last, or that it was even real. So, that just goes to show, like, all of my husband's family showed up, and I had 2 people from my family, 4. So a husband and wife, my uncle and his wife, my aunt, and then my cousin, who I asked if her daughter could be in the wedding, a flower girl. So that was and my sister, 5. So there you go. That was the 5 people from my family. My family is huge. I have a large family, and, that's who came to my wedding. So basically, I have a history of, doing things that are, abnormal. But again, in that situation, I felt that my spirit was with him and his was with mine. And I felt like, I loved him and he loved me. And I felt like, I wasn't desperate or thinking this is it. I was thinking, no, this is it. Like, okay, this man loves me. Look at all the things he's done for me. Like, look how he's still here with me, and he wants me to be his wife. Like, all the things that a normal bride would run through in her mind. It wasn't anything else. He didn't need a green card. It wasn't anything silly or stupid like that. But in their minds, I was doing something crazy, so they didn't show up. The bottom line is, I chose not to go to Ghana in 2019 and instead to go to Nigeria, because of the roots that I could trace of my ancestors back to Nigeria. I still plan to go to Ghana. I want to go with my family. I feel like it'll be an emotional experience, just like going to Nigeria was. I plan to see the slave castles, and the beautiful beaches, and everything else. So I want to go with my family, most likely when we return to Nigeria later this year. I want to go to Ghana at that time, and I want to be with them when we go to the slave castles, because I think it's something we all, should see and experience together. I'm grateful for, the president of Ghana to, to even invite us, to extend that invitation. It was very generous of him. And I just look forward to visiting there. But Nigeria is home. Nigeria is where my ancestors are from, where I can trace them from confidently, or I have family who are still living and breathing today in Nigeria. And for that reason, you know, it doesn't matter to me what anybody says, if they laugh, if they say negative things or whatever. I know that it's because of my ancestors, you know, from Igbo land, that I am who I am today. Like I can see myself in them and them in me. And so there's nothing that anybody can tell me. I know where I come from. It makes me feel good inside to think about the fact that, you know, when I go home, there's people who look like me there. And if they really look like me, they can pinpoint my family just by looking at my face. Like that makes me feel very, very good. And, you know, Nigeria's home. So nobody can badmouth it. I know all the good things, you know, about all the good people who come from there. And I'm one of them. So, you know, Nigeria's home, and we'll be back again soon with more family. So that's why I chose it. And yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. As always, I look forward to doing more videos about going home, about Nigeria, about Igbo land, about being a Black American Igbo. So yeah, please like and subscribe, and you will see more videos from me. Thanks for watching.